Hello, my name is Mr. Knight, your life coach, and today I'm going to talk about how to resolve a conflict. You see, we live in a world of conflicts, and we should all know how to resolve conflicts effectively. The world would be a better place. Because you see, if we all could resolve conflicts easily, there would not be death from a lot of young people that we hear about, shot for no reason. There would not be crime. There would not be crazy arguments that we see on the streets everywhere just because somebody bypassed you on a highway. So it's a really big deal for you to really know how to resolve conflicts. If everybody could do that, our world would be a better place. So if you can stick with me until the end of this video, I promise you, you are doing yourself a favor. Because when you know how to resolve conflicts, you are going to make wise decisions. You are going to live a good life. Because everywhere you go, you are most likely going to be challenged by somebody. The world is not a kind place out there. And it's all going to depend on how good you are in terms of how you react to any challenges you are going to meet along the way while you are finding your way in this world. Now, there are different techniques to resolve conflicts, and each is good depending on what kind of conflicts, depending on what kind of conflict you are dealing with. But my job today is to really tell you just one thing that you can do to stop any kind of conflict. I'll talk a little bit about different techniques, but I'll give you the ultimate answer that you can use to stop any time of conflict. Now, you see, avoiding is one of the techniques you can use while avoiding a conflict. And this can be good for you, but it depends on the circumstance. Let's say an example is you're on a highway and somebody just cut you off. I mean, yes, it's not a good thing. You get upset about it, but when you think about it, it's something that you can really forgive and forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, be mad and you know what, be what? Whatever. Like, just let it go. Just avoid it. That's one example of technique that you can use while you're having a conflict with somebody. But that technique might not work with, let's say, if you're having an argument with your wife or husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend, because if there's a problem, you need to speak about it and all that kind of stuff. You can't just avoid it, because then it's going to become even a bigger problem. Now, another example of avoiding a conflict is competing. This can be a deadly one, but it can be very good as well, depending on the situation. Let's say in a case of an emergency or a battlefield, you need to compete. You need to be the best. You need to be the best shooter. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot resolve a conflict, let's say in terms of fire happening somewhere, because you're not going to compete like which fire department is going to, you know what I'm saying, to because then it's going to become a disaster. So it depends, again, like I said, what kind of conflict you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, competing can be good, but again, in terms of, let's say, a battlefield, something like that, because you are going to really fight hard and make sure that you are on top of whatever you guys are going through, because if you don't, you are going to lose, and you lose badly. Now, another technique of how to resolve a conflict is compromising, and compromising is also a good one, and this goes along with give and take, and this is a good one in terms of if you're in a relationship, if you're married, or you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're having an argument about something. This is something that is really good. You have to compromise. You have sometimes to give in and take some, give some, and that can work. That can serve you really well in that area. Now, I've told you about different types of techniques to resolve a conflict, but there's one ultimate one that you can use in any of these situations and be kind of okay. And that one is called submission. You know what I'm saying? Submission. You submit. I promise you, whatever situation you might be going through with somebody, when you show that you are submitting, when you put your hands up, when you say, I'm done, I ain't gonna argue with you anymore, I ain't gonna say anything about this anymore, let's move forward, all is well, that's it, all is well, the conflict is done. So let's learn how to be submissive. Submissive can work in so many different ways. So many different ways. So let's try to use that. But again, there's some few exceptions where it might not serve you well. But in general, a technique of submission while facing a conflict is the best. It's been your life coach, Mr. Knight, from Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight. That's my YouTube channel, check it out. I've got over 100 videos there where I speak about different topics. I speak about finances, I speak about life in general, I speak about different things in life. I try to empower you and motivate you and inspire you and teach you things that I've learned along the way. I am doing very good in terms of my life, financially, love, everything. And I feel like it's very critical if you are successful, if you have done good in your life, it's very critical to share your experiences, your wisdom, your knowledge with other people. I feel like if all successful people did that, the world would be a better place. But for me, that's the purpose of my life. I want to help people. I like to see people winning. I like to see people smiling. I like to see people getting smarter and smarter every day, and that's why I do what I do. So I promise you, if you check out my YouTube channel, Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight, you will be glad that you did. If you like this video, would you please like and subscribe and comment down below and let me know what you think about my speech today. I always say, put God first, people second, and everything else is going to work just fine. My email is tkrecords@yahoo.com. tkrecords@yahoo.com. Email me if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer you. Again, people first, God first, people second, and everything else is going to be just fine. You can tell that I really care about people, huh? Anyways, remember what I said today. Whatever situation you're going through, whatever conflict you might have with somebody, co-worker, a friend, whatever it is, think about submission. Think about submitting. May God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.